Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Let's Stay Gamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at this very beautiful replica of a Fallout 4 Vertibird. Now this one has been created by Lazy Kilometer, and I have to say, it's very accurate, and at the same time, it just feels really nice to fly. It's an absolute beautiful creation, so I'm going to show you around some of the design characteristics of this. Now, if you know too much about the Vertibird from multiple Fallout games, there's been specific missions to obtain these as a transport version, and in the earlier games, you've actually had the variants that were much larger and could actually transport tanks to the battlefield as well. Some of you guys may have actually seen them, but this one is the one that you see in the later sort of game series, where it's just a basic troop transport variant. So coming up the front, we've got that iconic Vertibird sort of glass that's been constructed here. You see we've got these two domes at the front, and this offers just a really great field of visibility. If I just hop in here and pretend that I'm actually seated in the cockpit, you can see just how much we can see. We've got the whole area to our left, very clear visible. We've got that lower area down there. That's great for when you're coming into land as well, to see if there's anything obscuring down below, and to the right you can see the rest of the abandoned city through that window. So just a great viewing area. We've got a little bit of a blind spot up here, but it's not that bad at all because not too much should be coming from above you. Now, having a look at these control panels, I've just added these onto the build just to add a little bit more emphasis on the Fallout theme. So we've got the Brotherhood of Steel logo there at the front. We've also got a various number of different maps that are actually cycling through. So you can see we've got the SATCOM array up at the top, and these are just focusing through different versions of the Fallout maps. We've got another one over there. Just add a little bit more immersion to this cockpit, and I think it looks extremely nice. He's done a really good job of it. Now, coming down to the lower area, we've got two Gatling turrets at the bottom, and one thing that he is developing or still working on is how the landing gears are going to deploy out, because if you've seen the Vertibird from Fallout, the landing gears deploy in a very beautiful sort of manner, almost like a bird coming into land, where they just come out really naturally. Now, coming to the side door, I've also modified this just in a quick way. He had a simple little turret on the side. I just thought we'd add a more larger remote control one that would fit more in with the size of the men in their battle suits. You can imagine them ripping it off and using it in the action like in the latest Fallout. So I'll just show you how you can control that. So if I actually activate the Vertibird here and go into the remote control settings, we hit control, and I'm just going to disable the two rotors and hit F9, and I can actually move this thing around and access the gun turret as so I can spray them targets at the various buildings and stuff. Just a really nice little feature. You can get the co-pilot to access this, or have someone in the back do it for you. So let's actually disengage from that for the moment. So as we work our way to the back, we're going to pass the wings, and you can see the aerodynamic mods actually been used on these wings, and these wing tips are just really nice. They thin down into the engine thruster there, but the problem is with this is it doesn't yet have the feature to turn between vertical takeoff and horizontal flight mode, something they'll probably add in the future. A little bit lower down we have the door. Now this door needs, really in my opinion, to be able to open and close, but of course it would have to work some sort of system where you could swing the gun in and out, but I like the idea of adding just more complex things in the future, so hopefully you'll get on with that. And then you can see up at the top here where we have these two little connectors, and the whole idea of these, I guess, in some sort of engine air intake where it's converted into here where the engine's actually at. We've also got a connector up on the top as well where all them excess fumes would come out. Now as it rotates to the back, you've got this something that looks almost like a handle, and something that's always really interested me about the Vertibird is just how this inverted tail fin actually fits in with the design so well as it moves across the landscape. Let's actually hop aboard and we'll just see how this thing works. So if I hit F6, I'm actually sat in the back at the moment, but we'll crawl ourselves into the center. It's easy to get out from the other side since Aaron built a dock-off turret on the side, and we can actually power this up by pressing 2. And just look how cool this feels already. It feels like a proper helicopter. And as we move through this city environment, you can just see how it moves. Just look at that shadow it's casting as well. I mean, if you were using this for one of your factions, I think it would really put a lot of fear into the other player as you came over. You drop your troops off, maybe you're giving them a bit of supporting fire with the door gun. I mean, it is quite a sensitive design, being it made out of light armor blocks, but at the same time I could see a lot of use for these quick sort of troop deployment ships. So if we go to the cockpit, we can see how easy it is to fly from inside as well. See, we've got that open space, come across the desert on the side. We'll increase the speed a bit. There we go. And then we'll just tilt it back in and try to head through the city as fast as possible if we can. Yeah, bring it in a slow sort of banking pattern. Them gyroscopes need to kick in a little bit. There we go. You can see the turrets actually moving to the left. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful to play with. Right, we're heading into the city now. We'll see if we can do a city run at a higher speed. I don't know if we'll be able to make the turn, but we'll see if the Vertibird's capable. I'm easing off the controls. We're going in. I'm going to bring it into a banking maneuver here on the left. Bring it around the city. Oh, it's cutting it hard. Well, there we go. Oh, it's such a beautiful design. It just feels so nice to fly. Right, anyway, I'm going to leave you the link in the description below. Definitely check this creation out. It's just a very nice example of a sort of vertical takeoff or even a helicopter within Space Engineers itself. I'll see you next time.